What's up, guys? Welcome to the 239 tonight. I'm here with Cortez, who's gonna be here for a short time. We got Ability and we got Agent. What's up? What's happening, guys?
How's it going, everybody? Yeah, Kosmic's running the show today. I'm gonna be heading out in like 5-6 minutes, not even. I got hockey at 9. That's why I'll be a little late getting back in at 10. So, yeah. How are you, Agent or Ability? They both have their mics muted for some reason.
I'm alive and well.
Yeah.
Well, how you
I
doing,
just got back to the house. Had to go make a quick trip, and the boys were listening to the old lady judging my driving, but that's okay.
Is Ability there, or is he just silent? What's up?
Oh, Kosmic, adjust your game size quickly before you keep going.
Game size? Oh no, I can't fix that. Big issue.
Yeah, you can. Just
wait,
control
no.
alt
I
tab.
figured it out. We're good.
There you go.
LOL.
Ability, how you doing, you sexy man?
Hey man, I was just getting a kick out of listening to Agent's missus chirping him the whole time he's driving. That's epic.
Oh, she even swore at somebody.
Yeah, I called him a little fucking cocksucker. That's what it was. And it's funny because she calls somebody little, but she's like 5'2", so.
So, real quickly, I'll probably just introduce the topics for these guys. These guys can throw in anything they want, but I'm going to be leaving here real quickly, like I said. We're going to be talking about trade again, we're going to call it. We're talking about all the trades that have happened in the last week or two. The playoff predictions, what we think is going to be, like who the 8 teams are. Trade deadline is tonight at midnight. We're going to talk about any moves that need to be made, or it's going to kind of tie into the whole trade again thing. Will the Hot Heroes lose a series? And then centers. Does winning the draws cause a shift in momentum? And we'll go in depth on that. And maybe Ability will touch up on Hansel Roberto's player cards.
Because only Ability can do that.
Oh boy.
I mean, I just want to hear his opinion out of everybody's.
Alright, so somebody have the trades open? Or does somebody have the trades and
They got posted in our chat here.
yeah.
Well, I'm only missing the Steve and Wizzy Moore and Lime one, and I didn't know who the fourth person was.
Fuck. Who
Well,
was
if you
the
guys
other
just
one? Was
want
it
to
Yambe?
trade, we can just
Yeah, it was Yam. So it was Lime and Yam to Pale for Steve and
Wizzy War.
Wizzy War, and he went to who'd they go to?
I'm pretty sure they went to
Trying to do this on my phone is not
Pale's
the
team.
easiest.
was
No.
What?
They
Pale trades to the Apes. So it's the Damn Dirty Apes, so Mag's team.
Alright. So Steve and Wizzy went to Mag's team, and Lime and Yale went to Pale.
Sounds about right.
All right, there we go. All right, I wrote them all down for you guys. So yeah, everybody, I'm gonna head out. Sorry about missing this week. Thanks, Kosmic, for hosting it and this nice little game you're playing here on your computer. But thanks, Ability and Agent, for hopping in.
Hey.
Yep.
That'll be 10-15, bod.
If I come in my house at 10:16, the series has started. I will miss the rest of the series and drive to your house.
Despite what was going on in the chat today, I'd like everyone to know that I am not a stickler. Dom asked me 10-15. I agreed 10-15. That doesn't mean I won't wait till 10-16 for you, okay? But drive safe.
Oh, if I drive safe, I might miss it. But yeah, all right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for helping them out. I'm headed out. Have fun.
There's the Agent guy. Alright, so
What little game are you playing on your computer? That's what I want to know.
oh, I'm playing Payday 2. Yeah, it's kind of a old game.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm looking
I got
for,
it on Xbox.
Yeah, I'm looking for games to play, and this is the easiest one. But I paused it just so I can look at all the trades. So so out of all these trades, which one do you think was the biggest to you, and where do you guys want to start with that?
Well, the biggest, obviously, is the one that includes, like, Luca and... Who was it? Luca, Nexus, Jofus. I mean, and Hugh. That would be your biggest names involved, I would say.
Yeah, so on that trade, so Hugh and Jofus go to the Damn Dirty Apes, and Luca and Nexus go to the Peninsula Pirates. So, which team do you think won this trade out of the two that were involved?
Skill level, I personally think Dan won out of it. Dan put a elite center right next to him on the forward line, and he put a guy that's not well known. I mean, he's getting known, but people don't know him as well in Nexus. The guy can play D really well. I had him on my team. I think he's a really good player. I mean, it was worth trading Saney for to get him. So Megs knows he's a very elite player, but I think Megs just saw that he needed a change on his team. So try and switch something up to keep a run, try and get a run going into playoffs. I think was both teams' goal in the ultimate end.
Stability there, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I just, man, I think that it probably was the Peninsula Pirates, and the way that I was looking at it, D-Mart's team is currently sitting in 7th, but that's a playoff spot, and I think that this goes back to the Cortez trade when D-Mart picked up Sniper and Cortez got moved over to Dom's team. I think Cortez really is a solid defender. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Everyone seems to have the same universal opinion over Cortez, but I think the connection issue hurt him in this case, and it caused the trade. No, I mean, I can't speak for D-Mart because I haven't got a chance to talk with him at all, but I would assume that he was probably wanting just to tie up, make sure there wasn't any loose connections, no pun intended, heading into the playoffs. So that trade, I think, was big, and now that he's been able to pair up Luka, I think that his team really just got incredibly strong. We will see. I'm surprised he moved Hugh Laurie, especially coming off last season. That trade surprised me. I wouldn't have thought he'd have done that, but yeah. Mm-hmm. And Jovis goes back to Mags.
I just think the offense between Hugh and D-Mart just wasn't clicking, so he had to change it up, and Luga at center is definitely not a bad bet for offense. So yeah. And like Agent said before, Nex is not as well known, but definitely solid nonetheless. So, yeah, I think the Peninsula Pirates made out good on this one.
Yep, and I mean, for just the trade just happening, and who did the Peninsula Pirates go to double? Was it putting it in? They had double OT last night. I mean, they played a team that's been hotter probably than anybody else in the league. I know, minus Heroes. And they took them to 2 overtime games. One was like triple overtime. I think the other was double, if I remember right. So they still took 4 points, and putting it in took 4 points because they won the series. For them to do that right away in their first series, they probably didn't even get the practice together for all I know. I mean, that's saying something. You have 2 elite guys at the center and the right wing position. That's going to be a tough team come the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's next here? Here's a interesting one. You have Dank Love or Santeria or whatever his name is going to Desire Customs team for Edge, which makes his way over to DJ's team. Now, I haven't really played much with Edge, but Dank is one of the top forwards in this league, and for DJ to give that up, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how good Edge is. I've never played with him. I don't really remember him. But have any of you guys played with him? And if so, do you think it was worth it, or what happened?
It depends. My eyes, it depends what DJ was trying to get out of it. I think Edge is an easier person to play with. He's a better defensively sound forward, and he's positionally always where you expect him to be. So those are the things that I look at in that trade that maybe DJ is seeing. I mean, Dank, no, don't get me wrong. I think Dank can outscore Edge every season they play. But if you're looking for a more well-rounded, somebody that's going to be more of that team player, I see Edge as being that person. So I just think it really depended I think DJ knew what he was getting out of the trade. He's been in the league long enough, obviously. I think he knew he was getting out of the trade, and I can't really say one or the other won out on the trade better than the other.
Yeah. But the funny thing about that trade is as soon as Edge gets traded to DJ's team, he goes right back to DC's team from Murph. So maybe I didn't see that as soon as I brought the trade, but so now Edge and Dank are on the same team, and Murph makes his way to McGill's team. So I don't know.
I think that trade, it was a reverse. I think isn't Edge on DJ's team? I thought Dank.
I don't know.
I think the Edge Murph trade got done first.
Yeah, that might have been. I have no clue.
All these trades have me confused as well, and I'm trying to look them up on my phone. So
Well, then let's just go to a different trade. Because there's lots of trade. Like our thing's just called trade again, and we're talking about all the trades that happened recently. So another big trade that I see was a trade between McGill's team and Pale's team, where Drift King, or Time to Get Steven, and Wizzy War makes his way to McGill's team for the Lime 18 and Pale, or not Pale, the Lime 18 and
Yeah.
Bag. So I don't know. I feel like McGill's team is in I wouldn't say like a good spot, but definitely in a better spot than Pale's team. I don't know if the change was necessary, giving up their starting goaltender.
What do you think, ability? Han's ability?
Well, man, yeah, we're not going to go. The trade itself, not too horrible. The one thing I will tell you is, like, I watched today. I watched all 3 games of a previous series between the Dirty Apes and the Hut Heroes, and the Lime plays exceptionally well in net. I know we touched on it on the throwdown, but this guy, he was making some outstanding saves, playing the position probably right up there with the best of them. I mean, he was going toe-to-toe with Cripps in that series, and a couple of those games that went to overtime could have gone either way. I don't know why at this point in the season Mags would give up the Lime. I don't know. He must have, I'm assuming, played some games with All the Way and had enough confidence moving forward to make All the Way his new goaltender. I wouldn't have made the trade based off what I saw just out of that one specific series, unless something's changed. But Yambag heading over to Pale's team, that I don't even know if there's much to say about that. Yam, in most people's opinion, I think just isn't having that great of a season. He's gotten moved around a few times. I don't even know if it's really all his fault, but he's been moved around. And Wizzy War, I thought, was playing really well. And Steven, little lackluster on the wing, and he's not going to like to hear me say that. I'll give you all the props you want in the world, buddy, when you're in goal. But little lackluster statistics-wise this season on wing. So I don't know. I'd say that if anything in this, looking at it, I'd say Mags lost the trade just because he gave up Lime.
And to re-say what I said, or however that works, it was Wizzy and Lime that got traded, not Yam and Lime. So it's Wizzy and Lime going to Pale's team, and Yambag and Steve going to McGill's team. Just for, I guess.
Okay, yeah, it was we were reading off of what Cortez
didn't
typed.
really do a
Blame
good
Cortez.
job. Yeah.
Or sorry, blame Dare.
Horrible job. But speaking of Pale Poner, he just so happens to join us. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How's it going? Yeah, man. I haven't listened to the show. I just kind of came in there halfway while Ability was talking about the Wizzy and Lime trade. I'm excited. I'm excited about my team. I needed to make a move. We've been losing. I probably should have made a move earlier, but I made some changes, and we're gonna see how we do. Nothing wrong with the guys that I shipped out. I liked all those players. It's obviously why I drafted them, but I'm happy with the team that I have now as well. I'm excited to see what happens moving forward.
The thing I had looking at your team, Pale, is you have elite players on your team not playing their top positions. That was the first thing I looked at when I saw you have Drift not playing net, which I know he wanted to play out, and Derek GNR refused every position but center, and I'm pretty sure he's a better defenseman from what I have seen. Those are the two things that I thought, if those guys hadn't done that to you, or maybe you wanted them in that position, I think your team would have been a lot better off, and I don't think you would have needed to do any of the trades if you had those two in their respective positions.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Steven on forward. That's why I took him where I did, obviously. I thought he was a game changer. I still think he is. He's a guy that can get goals down low, and, short side, he'll make you pay. Yeah, I mean, stuff just didn't work out. It's not really a damnation on any of those guys. As for Derek, I mean, the guy was great on the face-offs. I think the other night he was just killing Light the Lamp in the dot, and Lamp's one of the better face-off guys in the league. He's been doing that all season. With we just couldn't do anything with the puck once we got it.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad center. I'm saying for the lack of defensemen, top defensemen, you know, like guys that are game changers, and he's one of them from what I've seen in the past. That's where I was coming at it from. I don't think he's a bad center by any means. I know he's very good, but
yeah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, I liked playing with the guys, and we just couldn't make it work. Defensively, we weren't able to stop enough goals, and up and forward, I felt like we weren't able to score unless we were compromising ourselves defensively. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. I made changes, and I have a brand new team. I think the only guy that I drafted that's still on my team is Clancy.
Yeah, and that's what the next trade brings us up to. You get Marine Mike K from Dom's team, and you give away Thug CTC, which was your goal or starting goalie at the time, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I obviously made the Wizzy War for Lime trade, and I was originally going to try out Lime on D with me, but I talked to him, and he said he really hasn't made the transition all that well. The defense in this game, he's more comfortable at goalie. There was nothing wrong with Thug. Thug was playing great for us. I mean, I think he's got like third or fourth highest save percentage in the league on the last place team in the league. So, I mean, it wasn't an indication on Thug's play. It was more of I needed to open up a roster spot. I did that trade in concurrence with moving Derek GNR for A. Thompson as well. A. Thompson is a guy that I'm comfortable with playing. He's a guy that I'm anticipating putting on lefty with me, and we're going to see what we can do. So, I mean, once I acquired Lime and I talked to him and figured out that he was going to be playing net, at that point, it was just, okay, well, if you're going to be playing net, then I might as well get Thug a job somewhere else. I mean, he deserved it. All my guys were pretty positive all season. Like, there was really no emo or anything like that. Sometimes it got pretty quiet in the party, and hopefully with the new guys that I brought in, you know, we can at least keep an upbeat attitude and at least be talkative in the party and stuff like that going forward. But yeah, I'm excited to see how my team does.
Now, I know that you said you're probably to put yourself and A. Thompson on defense and the Lime and net. So what are your forwards looking like now with all these trades?
Well, I've got Marine Mike, obviously, you know, can fill in on that left side, either at D or left wing if he needs to. I've also got Crimson Fire still on right wing, and I'm going to move Clancy from left wing where he's been playing all season. Really hasn't really gotten comfortable in that position. Not that he can't adjust to be there. I think he's been doing well in that position that I've given him, but I think he's just a center. He's a guy that plays center normally, and that's where he normally plays. So I'm going to put Clancy in the middle, and it's either going to be Wizzy War or Marine Mike, or it's probably going to be Wizzy War for right now on left wing. So it'll be Wizzy with Crimson and Clancy up front.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that makes sense. So you have Mike and Wizzy. I'm assuming you're gonna figure out who's gonna take that starter spot after a couple of series. That's what I'm gonna guess. And you have.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some time to practice, right? So I think today's Monday. Our next series isn't until Thursday, where we play the Hut Heroes. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to take from that series. We're going to see what we can do against them. I mean, they're a beast of a team to go up against with a brand new squad, but we'll see what we can do and take it from there. I mean, at this point, we're just looking to have fun and play some games and, you know, enjoy our time playing.
Yeah. All right, so there's one more trade on here that we haven't gone over, and it's well, we mentioned Cortez, but it's Sniper goes to D-Mart's team, Rev goes to DJ's team, and Cortez goes to Dom's team. So, it's the first three-way trade, or at least the first of this season. I don't know if it's the first of 239, but ability. So, out of all three of these teams involved, obviously there's some names, especially on, well, all of them are defensemen, being thrown around here. Based on everyone's teams, who do you think comes out on top with this trade?
Well, I think that probably, I don't know. It's a tie. Sniper going to D-Mart's team. I don't know, man. I'm going to give the edge to Rev going to DJ's squad here. And I think the reason for that is this. Cortez, I don't really think his internet issues are 100% fixed. For that reason, he's heading over to Dom's team. I'm sure he's going to play well as long as he can stay in the games. No doubt about that. He's got the skill level. His issue is just solely out of his hands almost. Sniper going to D-Mart's team, I like that. Sniper's a great player and nothing against him, but unless I'm mistaken, I think they lost to putting it in, and I think the series was close. It went to OT, but victories speak truth. So the entire team didn't get it done. I'm not going to fault Sniper for that loss, a series loss, but they didn't win right out the gate with him. So there's that. Rev going to DJ's team. DJ's team is probably playoff bound. Rev's going to contribute some offense to that squad, and that's the one thing that I enjoy about watching her play. Her position is defensively, she's good. She could be better. She knows she could, but offensively, she brings a different element to the position, and for that reason, she's a force to be reckoned with. You got to keep your eyes on her. You can't overplay her. You can't let her get past you because she'll burn you, and she's got a pretty good shot on her. So I think out of this trade, DJ definitely takes it with Rev.
So, Agent, would you agree with that, or do you have a different idea for ability?
I'm going to pull the patented Agent response, and yes, I agree with literally everything he said.
Decent. Alright, so got our next our subject here. Now, I don't know if it's a bit too early for this, but playoff predictions. It doesn't have to be what order, in a certain order. It doesn't have to be best to worst in the playoff race. It's just you got 8 slots to fill for playoff teams, 13 teams. Who do you think makes the playoffs? And I guess we can go team for team, just for fun, right? So just name team for team, and then when it gets down to 8, last person, gets to make the final decision with all the teams remaining. So I guess I'll start. So obviously, I think the Hit Heroes are making the playoffs for sure due to their amazing start, and they're still going strong. I don't think they've lost a series yet. So I guess Agent, since you got your mic unmuted, who do you think making the playoffs besides Hit Heroes? Out of the 12 teams
I think with the streak that they're on, I think putting it in could be pretty much a lock at this point.
Mm-hmm. So you got putting in Hut Heroes, Pale. What do you got? Who's next?
Victoria's Secret is my number 3 team.
Alright.
They're probably my number 2 team, I think.
Okay, so 3 teams out, 5 teams remaining. Ability, who you got? Ability's not having any of it. That's cool.
No, I'm sorry.
he's
I
having
think the
any of it.
Peninsula Pirates are definitely playoff bound.
Alright, Peninsula Pirates. I think 7 Tays has it, as much as I hate to say it with Agent here. I think 7 Tays makes their way into the playoffs with ease.
Gotta love them.
I got Damn Dirty Apes, I think, get in as well.
So we're down to 3 slots left, I think, right? We got...
Well, 8 teams make it, right?
Yeah, so
1,
2.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on the last team. That's it. Right, we got 7. Putting in Damn Dirty Apes, Peninsula Pirates, Victoria's Secret, 7 Tays, Dueling Danglers, Hut Heroes, and Cosmic. What's the last one?
Oof. I don't know, Agent only said 1. I think he takes this one.
I think I have to pick 2, honestly. I can't pick just one.
Alright, well, pick 2.
Wanderers and Sunnydale. I think it's going to come down between those 2.
Wow. You got Dark Horse dropping all the way down there, huh?
Have you seen their last week of play?
Yeah, I guess so. I've
It's
also
not the right time of year to
Wanderers
go
play,
into a
too.
slump.
I think Sunnydale's a good call. They haven't played a whole lot of games. I think they've got a better team than their record shows. I think they could definitely squeak in there. They still, I mean, that's an 11-point difference between them and the Wanderers and Dark Horse, who are both tied for 5th right now.
Yeah. So I think towards the end of the season, this picture is going to become a little bit more clear. Some teams are going to have to step up, and if some teams don't continue to win games, it's going to get tight towards the end of the season. So I'm sure when it gets closer, we're going to have another show where it's going to be a more accurate, probably from top to bottom list. But for now, I think that's a decent lineup of teams making the playoffs. Alright, so up next we have the trade deadline is upon us. If there's any teams in the league that are on the borderline or looking to make a change or are looking to stay up top, what teams do you think has to make a trade, and when do they have to do it? Or obviously you know when to do it. Trade deadline is tomorrow, but who do you think they have to move on their team to gain success? I know I have 3 captains in here, so it's kind of interesting, but hey, still sending it. So, ability. Since you're at the top, I don't think you're making any more trades unless if I'm going to who knows where. Who do you think in the league is maybe looking to take that 8th spot or pushing to make the playoffs? What team do you think should make a trade to solidify their spot?
Well, I got to be honest with you, and this isn't even a secret. This is my opinion, and I'm not trying to like cop out of this answering this question, but this is the honest to God's truth. Look how many trades we just went over. It's been like that this entire season, and look what's come of it. I mean, we're talking now. You're matching up. Putting it in. They picked up, Middle Garen, no regrets. They've solidified their squad, right? And they're playing great because of it. You got the Peninsula Pirates. They pick up Luka and make other trades. They've solidified their spot. Now all these teams have to do is win games. The teams that have been struggling, I think they've done what they needed to do to work their way into a playoff position. I will say too that between the Wanderers and Dark Horse, I think one of those two teams is not making the playoffs. I think they're going to drop out of it. I think what you're seeing right now with putting it in 9th spot, they're going to jump up. Damn Dirty Apes are probably going to keep winning games. They're going to jump up. The Diddling Danglers, they pick up Dank off a trade, and he puts in a hat trick in all 3 games he played the other night. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of the teams have made their trades, and we've got some really great squads developed from it. So I don't really think any more trades are necessary. In fact, it'd be nice to have perhaps a week of gameplay without any more trades. But the teams are shaped up nicely. It's going to be a great run towards a playoff.
You're going to get your wish. I mean, there's only one more day for trades to be made, so.
Yeah. You don't think any other teams make a huge shocker at the deadline for no reason whatsoever?
I think you might see a team make a trade that they think makes sense, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge shocker. I don't think it's going to be a holy crap, huge names getting tossed. I think those huge names are done.
Okay. So you're saying no trades? Are we agreeing around the board? No trades, and then the deadline's tomorrow. Correct?
I personally think there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more made before deadline.
I think there's a couple of guys out there that could benefit from making some trades. Sunnydale Slayers, I think, Chu hasn't seen this team play in like a week. The deadline's here, so if he's going to make a move, then he's going to make a move. But I think they're a team that's in a position that, they have the potential to jump up a couple of spots here. And I think that, maybe he moves a guy or two to try and find a way to get a better team for him to make a playoff push. Another guy that I could see making a deal is D-Mart with the Peninsula Pirates. I know, they played a really tight series with putting it in yesterday, but I could just see him wanting to say, hey, look, we need to be better than that. We need to continue to, get better. And I could see him making a deal to try and make his team better, pushing it into the playoffs. Dark Horse and Wanderers are 2 teams that are kind of like in the middle of nowhere right now. And I'm not sure which way they're going to go, but, maybe they look to do something different to secure a playoff position. Because I think you look at those teams and you look at the teams that are right behind them in the Peninsula Pirates, the Damn Dirty Apes, putting it in. That's 3 teams right there that I can see all jumping ahead of those 2 teams in the next week or 2.
Yeah, so that's definitely a possibility. I mean, with this this trades going left, right, center, I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be another one, but hey, maybe it's a shocker, maybe it's just nobody for nobody. But hey, it's a trade regardless. So up next we have, will the Hut Heroes lose a series? Period. Do you think there's any other team that they have left to face that is gonna face them some problems? And I'm gonna try and go on the site and see who they play next, but they've been on a insane streak, and I don't think it's been, yeah, I don't
They
think
play Sunnydale next. They play my team Thursday. Let's see what else we got.
yeah. So hold on, let me
Putting
put,
it in on November 13th versus Hut Heroes. I think that's gonna be the team that could give them a little bump in the road.
so who they have? Sunnydale, It's a Trap, Putting It In, and anyone else? Or?
I don't see another. They play the
finish out
Peninsula
their
Pirates again on Thursday, the same week as Putting It In.
Okay. Well, Agent has to leave us on the show. That's unfortunate. See you later, buddy.
I was just trying to make my appearance on all the 239 shows. Okay,
You know what?
I'm doing my best.
I guess you did a good job.
Hey,
Yeah,
Agent,
pretty
real quick.
mediocre.
Agent, before you go, man, because
Yep.
I see here that your team on November 16th will be playing the Hut Heroes. Do you think your squad could win that series?
I feel very confident in it. If that's a fair answer, I'm not gonna say, yep, we're gonna shit on them, because I do not see that happening. But I feel confident going into the series. I think it's gonna be a really, really tough series, and I think there's gonna be at least 2 overtime games, personally.
Okay, trying to get some free points from somebody. I don't know where I've heard that before.
No,
but-
we're giving up 3 points, but
Alright. Well, I guess that's
all
a
right.
good.
See ya, boys.
That's a good way to leave. Adios. Alright. So Agent's gonzo. So, like you said, we got Putting In, Sunnydale, It's a Trap, and 7 Days. Is that it? Or I think that's it for them. I'm almost positive. But
Yeah.
so obviously Agent's pretty confident that 7 Days is gonna take it against Hut Heroes. Do you guys agree, or do you think 7 Days doesn't have what it takes to beat Hut Heroes?
As much as I like Agent, I'm not sure that they do have the ability to pull that one out. I mean, obviously, like, you put any team in this league against any team, and shit can happen, and an upset can happen. I think if there's a team out there that's going to beat the Hut Heroes, it's either going to be Putting It In, or it's going to be the Peninsula Pirates. I think one of those teams has the ability to do so. I think they have the right combination in defense, scoring, and goaltending for both those teams to be able to compete with the Hut Heroes.
You're not gonna take a big dub against them? You're not having it? Not having any of that?
Listen, man, I got a brand new team. If we come out on fire and kick the Hut Heroes' ass, I'll be ecstatic.
I think the league will be rooting for you on that one. That'd be crazy.
I think the league should be rooting for us for the rest of the season. I mean, we got a bunch of underdogs here, and I think it'll be exciting to watch. But I mean, if I'm going to be completely realistic, I've got a team that I just completely overhauled, and we've got 2 days to practice, and then we're playing the top team in the league that has 1 loss on the season. So going into it expecting a dub is going to be a little much to expect, I think. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think we definitely have a chance, but we'll see what we can do.
Ability. Do you think any of these teams has the ability? Like you said, Putting It In and Sunnydale have decent squads, but do you think any of these teams have a insane, or not insane, everyone has a chance against them, but do you think any of them have a high fighting chance against this team?
You know, now it's scary because I like to go on the 239 forum, and a lot of times I just spout off whatever nonsense I can to get the chat moving. People buy into it. It runs a million miles a second. I love it. But I think that they could actually just win them outright. And that's because of the way that Agent's team plays. They're a little bit different than some of the other teams. So that could pose a problem for the HUD heroes. But the most realistic chance of getting beat straight up is going to come from putting it in. I've watched the Dailies team play, and they're pretty good. And there's going to be some spin moves on both sides of the ice. So who can stop the spin move, man? I watched that today when I was watching one of the HUD Heroes series. That dolly spin move, it's the real deal. Man, patented. Make a shirt.
Huh. A shirt for that. Shirt concept for Dalai Lama. What do you think? Do you think that's Dalai Lama's move, or do you think somebody else has that? I know I don't have it. As many dingles as I have, I don't really pull off the spin move as much. Do you think that's Dolly's patented?
It's safe to give it to Dolly at this point. It's been talked about enough. It's a thing. I think that Dalai Lama and the spin move is real. And if he doesn't make the shot coming off the spin move, he dishes it up for a sweet pass, and it's usually going in the net. So it's a scary thing, that spin move. If you see it coming, you might as well just dive on the ice. Just give up.
Yeah, it's the only shot you got. You got to take up as much space as possible. I guess so. Alright, so last topic here, and then we can go on rant about anything. But here's a question that I've seen, not as popularly thrown around, but it's definitely a topic that comes up sometimes in conversations. It's about the centers. To all the centers out there, do you think they cause a momentum shift in the dot? We're focusing on face-offs here, not so much their style of play. But do you think winning face-offs in the draws solidifies a championship team by moving momentum? Or do you think you can lose a couple of draws and still make it deep into the playoffs? Do you think face-offs is like that key to success? Or is that something you can just leave alone?
I think it can start out that way. I mean, I guess it really depends on what you do with the puck after you win the draw. If your defense can't move the puck quick enough to get up ice after the center wins the faceoff, then it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's an instant turnover as soon as your center wins it, it's moot. But I think it can. I mean, if you're dominating in the circle, and you can set up a lot of offensive plays, especially in the offensive zone. You can set up a lot of offensive plays by winning draws consistently, and then in the defensive zone, you're denying the opponent that. I think it's important. I don't know how important that really is in the grand scheme of how the game goes. If you score a goal or two here and there because your center is always winning faceoffs, then yeah, I guess that's a valuable asset to have, but I'm not sure how overly important that is compared to the actual play at even strength. I think if the game has a lot of face-offs anyway, I don't think it's that great of a game to begin with, because you guys are off, you're playing, you're going off sides a lot, or you're taking icings and stuff like that. It's a very small part of the game. I don't think it affects as much as maybe what you're going for there as far as actual momentum in the game.
Yeah. Ability. What is your...
Well, before I answer this, I want to know what led up to this question being asked. Was there a specific something that happened?
To be honest, I don't know. There's something with Cortez. He just wasn't feeling it about face-offs, and he was just like, hey, I think centers is a big shift of momentum. I think momentum's just real. Or, I mean, not so much real like in an object, it's just like winning face-offs can really change the pace of games. And I guess that was his example, so that's where he's coming from in that one. That's what he put in here, and I'm just doing my job, I guess.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, like, when I've been on teams that are going up against an elite center, and this dude is winning face-offs at a 60% or better clip, it's frustrating. It's one of those, it's like, I've had games where I've been playing defense, and, I will start moving backwards as soon as the puck hits the ice, because I know they're about to be heading my way. So I'll just make sure I get in better position. And when a game's going like that, you are not probably on the winning side of the ice. That's just the way it is. The other team controls the puck more. They have more opportunities to, get their offense going. And then the real momentum shift comes when goals are scored, I feel. I mean, I think most people would agree to this. Once one goal goes in, it's like a waterfall. Sometimes the game works that way. And if a team gets up 3-0, sometimes they can be up 7-0 before you know it. It's tough to say because I've seen so many things that you could argue against everything I just said right there. I mean, some games are tighter than others. I think a lot of it boils down to the matchup, right? I mean, team versus team, the overall strength, draws. I agree with Pale on that. It's a small part of the game, but it's an important part of the game. If your team's winning the most draws and you have the puck more, chances are you're probably going to score more. Not always the case, but probably that's how it should go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I know center can really set up, especially as a forward myself, when he's calling out the tie-ups and he's getting them right. You're really set for that play and you have the head start on the other team and you can make a quick play. But I don't know if having a lead center, like for example, like boys last season had King Rome, right? And they won the championship. And King Rome, maybe not so much on the score sheet, but he's definitely one of the top 3 centers in this league, in my opinion. And he's winning 60 to 70% of faceoffs every game. So knowing, and he's definitely going to call out what he's doing and how he's doing it and where it's going to go. I think boys still win regardless, but having that gives you the head start on the other team, and that can make or break a game in some circumstances. But obviously the center doesn't do everything, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But last but not least, Cortez asked me and you, or Ability especially, but I want to start on Pale Poner on this. So a lot of people weren't too happy about Hansel's player cards when they came out. They think they weren't at a proper overall. What are your thoughts on the whole play overall thing, Pale? I know some people it's funny, some people it's a huge deal. What's your take?
I think it's hilarious that people actually like put a serious, spin on that. Like, I think it's just a guy trying to have fun and add something to the league, and I don't think it really matters what he ends up doing. I think it is kind of a little bit elitist kind of thing where he's going, oh, well, we'll put an action shot on your card if you're 87 or above. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it does make those players feel special. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. It's not really my thing. I guess it's cool. I don't even think I submitted a screenshot for it, so that's
the thing is you're just gonna use Daily Smug as your card?
I guess. I mean, unless somebody else is pulling one down for me, I'm gonna have Daily on my card. But I don't know. It's. I think it's cool. I think it's definitely adds something to the league, but I don't know how that can turn into a serious argument or a discussion over it. I think that's
you're lame. About to.
Here we go. Now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. Ability. What are your thoughts on these cards? What's up?
Well, man, I love the
mad about it?
I love the cards. Are you kidding me? The work and the art that goes into developing those cards, that's admirable. I appreciate the fact that someone would or someones would go through and take the time to develop those for people, and the concept of them is 100% cool. Obviously, my argument doesn't stem from the beauty of the cards, or it's more about how they're being produced. I was under the impression, I think, as the rest of the league was, that these cards were going to be 100% fair and accurate moving forward. And it's not that an argument needs to be made about it, so don't get me wrong here. It's not like I'm losing sleep over this. My concern is that when you have something like this that is actually going to add to the league, it needs to not be fake. It needs to not be inaccurate. It needs to be 100% factual, 100% accurate. It needs to be the closest, most precise depiction of a player rating you could give each individual player, and it needs to be consistent. There needs to be a method behind the madness. That way people can legitimately earn a better ranking or a lesser ranking based off the way they play the game. It cannot be eyeball. When you eyeball it, what you do is you tell someone, this is what I think of you. It's completely subjective. It means nothing at that point. So what I thought was going to happen and what is happening, two different things. And that's a little bit why I don't like it. I think that if we had something that was 100% legit, that somebody could take and be proud of, and I say that, you know, with a grain of salt. This is a video game, but we all take it very seriously. There's no joke behind that. So everything I think that we do in this league is done pretty seriously. You know, we have shows, we have people dedicating time, we have a lot of work going into a lot of things. There's no point in not taking the extra step and making this 100% legit, giving people something they can be proud of.
Well, what's your suggestion to change that though? Like, what do you want done?
Well, it needs to be done based off stats. It has to. That's how you get legit numbers, and
Yeah,
things can
but
be worked out.
what about like on defense? Like a guy like Drug Monkey isn't going to be, you know, reflected in the stats as much as a guy like Brick City. And I mean, on that point, I mean, Brick's a good defenseman. He's a great defenseman. But you know, Drug Monkey's probably even better defensively. But he's only going to put up like 25, 30 points a year at most. I mean, Sea-Doo last year had like 51 points, I think. This year she's got 21 in 24 games. She's not even a point per game, but she's probably playing way better as a defensive player than she was last year. Not that she wasn't great on my team either, but I mean, if you're going purely stats based, then you're not capturing the whole image of how good that player is doing on the ice in both directions on the puck.
Well, I mean, in most cases, though, a defenseman isn't being rated on their offensive ability. They're being rated at their defensive ability. And if said player wanted to change to an offensive position, then they can establish their rank on the offensive side of the ice. I played in another league where we had statistics for, you know, defensemen. There was a percentage given at the end of every game. I don't know if that's here. I haven't looked that in depth at the stats here, but I wouldn't imagine it'd be hard to, you know, make that a stat. I don't know, man. I just think that there's a more precise way of going about it, other than just giving, you know, somebody a specific number. And, you know, look, it's already happened. It's already happened in this batch of cards. People are given numbers they don't deserve on both ends, low and high. So it is what it is. I just wish it was done a little bit more accurately. That's my only argument there.
Yeah, I know there's been a couple of examples, but I don't know if we're gonna air that live. But
No.
yeah, definitely not. But yeah. Does anyone else have anything to talk about? I mean, I'm gonna check the site one more time just to check that forum, see if anyone put anything. But yeah. Has anyone else got anything they want to go off, or we done?
Well, I just want to give props to Dom and I think maybe Nexus. I might be getting that wrong, but the guys working on the shirts, some of the designs I've seen for those shirts look incredible. There's a few different concepts for the shows and some specific player sayings that are just downright hilarious. So I can't wait till that gets jump started. Have to order me a couple.
By the way, guys, if you haven't seen the concepts for the T-shirts, you can find them in the forums on the website, which is, you know, obviously. And it's I think it's just Dom posted both of them, and then one's a poll on which concept do you like more, and it's like it gives you a bunch of color concepts with a basic 239 like hockey thing, and it's what color scheme do you like more, and then you can vote there, and then there's another one where it's like ideas, and they're trying to gather a whole bunch of special cards. So if you check it out, give your 2 cents on it, make it better. That's something to look forward to. I think it's really cool from what I've seen. I've definitely asked for, you know, a 239 tonight shirt. That'd be sick. Me and Cortez are trying to come up with a design for that, but
Oh yeah, count me in. I'll be getting one of those.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. It's gonna be something to do with good old Larry and Tyser, but you know.
Do we have any updates on the belt? Is the belt on the way to get engraved
From
with
what
last
I've
year's
heard,
championship or not?
From what I've heard, Sober's sending it back to, I'm assuming, ESO, who's sending it out to the next person, which it's Pale Poner, right?
It's not Pale. No,
not?
I had.
Oh yeah, you had it already.
Yeah,
I've seen it
yeah.
on the throwdown. So it's going. Oh man, it's going to daily, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going back to ESO, and he's gonna get it engraved, and then it's going to daily until the winter of this season. I suppose.
From what I've heard, I think Sober has sent it back. I don't know if it's there yet, but yeah. But yeah. Anything else, or we out? We done?
I think we done. It's about time to go practice.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have anything going on right now.
Alright. Well, it's been 239 tonight. Adios, Pale. See you in a couple minutes, Ability. We have a
Have a
series.
good one.
Yeah, we have a series against Greendale tonight, and hopefully Cortez is back in time. But hey, still sending it, right?
All right.
Alright. See you guys later. I'm gonna roll the what's it called? The mixtape of all the clips that you sent, and I'm gonna make another form for that if you want to send more clips. But yeah, so see you guys later.